The Christian prophetic community, which includes academics, in my opinion, it's a certain kind of prophetic community. There's not just one kind. They have a responsibility along with your sort of traditional supernatural prophetic community, along with your prophetic exhortative community, which are preachers and other kind of public spokespeople, along with Christian journalists, to expose the corruption and the lies and the conflicts of interest. If anything marks our time right now, it's conflicts of interest between the corporate class, private partnerships, and the public class, public partnerships, in what's being touted by various institutions. The future is public-private partnership. Well, in my opinion, very strongly, not the public-private partnership that they have in mind, because that won't be good for people, that's for sure. And it is certainly a nefarious agenda. Beyond that, where are these spokespersons who will even admit that we have some remarkably serious problems in the government related to how do we relate as Christians to a government that is so remarkably corrupt? And yet you find that Christian leadership are living as if it was 50 years ago, even 60 years ago, pre-Clinton or pre-Bush. Even then, we had significant problems, but now the problems are essentially a complete capture of our public governmental institutions and agencies. Where is the Christian leadership that's brave enough to stand up and talk about this? I'll tell you one of the reasons why they don't. One of the reasons that much of Christian leadership does not talk about the remarkable corruption and collusion in our public bodies, our public institutions of government and related, is because they feel themselves as Christians, particularly the conservative or evangelical Christians or Pentecostals or traditional Catholics. They feel themselves, and they felt themselves for a long time, as being on the fringe of cultural acceptance. Because, of course, the whole trajectory of Western culture has been against traditional values and morals, which have always formed the basis of Christianity. So they feel themselves on the fringe. They have wanted to speak into the culture, and they have felt themselves as outsiders. When they have gotten a toehold where they at least get some squeak of a voice, but no vote, they get an occasional invitation to sit at the table on public policy, or to have their concerns, highlighted in a way that's not aggressively antagonistic as it is done in the mainstream media, in the entertainment world, Hollywood, in the academy, and the universities, even more so probably, and in science, of course, most especially with its overarching metaphysic of atheism and antagonism towards any theistic religious tradition. What you find is these people are so shell-shocked by living on the fringe as traditional Christians that the last thing that they want is to be declared a conspiracy theorist. The last thing that they can stomach is yet more social, cultural rejection. The last thing that they want is to be denied any invitation to the table of public policy and public discourse. They have been fighting to create organizations and groups where they can actually be a part of it at some minority level, tolerated, but definitely not considered in any serious way by the dominant, reigning cultural gatekeepers and arbiters.